Let's go.
That's dope. What's up, y'all? It is Wednesday, March 17th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what are we doing here today? I am charting requests for paid subscribers of the Wolf Den newsletter and not for everybody who's spamming the comments with requests. Not going to take them. Taking these for paid subscribers. And since everybody always gets mad, hey, dude, how could you not chart my coin? What about XRP, bro? If no one asked for it, I'm not charting it. These are not my choices. Just charting, charting what you guys asked for. Having a good day today. Did my 200th newsletter. That was pretty crazy. I can't believe I've written 200 of these things. That is a lot of writing. I feel like I've written a Encyclopedia Britannica for those of you who are my age. I didn't think I could find the OMI chart, but somebody just hit me on Twitter with somewhere I could chart that. So I think I found all the charts you guys are looking for. There's got to be 700 of them. You guys are savages. Absolutely savages. But that's cool. That's cool. Also, if you didn't see it, I did a video about ADA today. My thoughts. I have a YouTube producer who's amazing, and he hits me up with cool ideas, and we dig into it, and we do our thing, man. So listen, we have a bazillion charts to do today. So I'm just going to go ahead and start to look at them, if that's cool with you guys. First of all, there's the newsletter, getreview.co. The link is in the description. If you do want to make requests in the future, then that is where you can sign up and email me requests. For those of you who are listening and ask how you make a request, I take them from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Wednesdays before the newsletter. You just email them to me. Respond to the morning's newsletter the day before. We do that. I like this. This is cool. This is cool. This is patriotic and has diamond hands. Dude, that's pretty dope. Yahoo Finance is doing the Fed meeting now on YouTube. That's kind of cool. Probably better than watching me. Other like Jerome Powell. That guy's fucking old. Nobody wants to look at that crackly old. I don't know, man. I'm a boomer around here, but those dudes are the real boomers. So listen, let's dive in. Hopefully I get all your charts. ANKR, love these names. Okay, I should also clarify, as I always do, I haven't looked at a lot of these charts in a long time. There's bad old lines on there, good old lines. This is a good old line. Had that breakout that was clear, has flipped all these levels. We can start deleting these because they've become somewhat irrelevant, right? This level is still very relevant. If this dipped, not saying it will, this is where like I would be super interested in buying it, right? Because this is a completely untested level. And this was really like even pulling back to here and pulling back to here. Like let's, if we can pull this. You can see that area, although it's not exact right there, that has been, it's an epic resistance. So if that gets tested as support, yeah, that's a pretty big drop. But I would put stink bids here if you want to get into ANKR. That's the kind of area that you're looking to catch a falling knife on something. Like if we have one of those big Bitcoin dips, it's like, woo, and it does it for like 2 seconds and fills there. Cool. So if you're into ANKR, I would consider stink bids in that area. I'm curious if we have any divergence with RSI. No, this is epic, guys. This pushed all the way to 85 RSI without making a bear dip. That's really nice. It's really nice. That's really nice. It appears that this, at the very least, this is sort of a dip buying coin. You could put a line here, something like that. Kind of rejected there. I don't love it because this price action is weird, and your bias is towards newer price action, not towards older price action. You care more about what's happened more recently. It's like reading Hebrew. You do it from right to left when you're charting. It's not the only language. Sure, right to left. I'm just saying, chart right to left. So I would say the ANKR, I would love if I were doing this to catch a dip to here. I don't even know where I could trade ANKR without Binance, so I'm not doing it. Otherwise, maybe you wait till this level's really flipped. You don't love these two wicks up, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually, long wicks up. just because that's an indication that when we're in this area, there's a lot of selling. So maybe you buy a dip. I would say that this looks like a dip opportunity. If you want to get really, really conservative, not that far from the all-time high. If it flips that 156 to support, you could consider buying it there. I should tell you guys, I'm really not paying attention. This is the wrong bat chart. It's an old one. I'm not going to be paying much attention to your comments throughout because I have to look at charts. Ooh, dang, that looks... This is a weekly chart. I can get rid of this, although it's nice that it's back in that range. I had this line that I drew ages ago. I've been talking about this for over a year. And when it lost here, I said, that looks horrendous. Losing 1, 2, 3 support on the weekly. This was the support on the line. It did nothing but go down from there. But look, I haven't paid attention. It is now breaking out of this macro descending resistance, and it's back above that line for now. Again, that's a weekly chart. So got to see how the week closes. We got 4 days and 6 hours left in that chart. Is the time change killing anyone else every day? 7 o'clock, I like get ready to put my kids to bed, and I check the chart, and I'm like, why hasn't the daily candle closed yet? It closes at fucking 8 p.m. now. Also, who wants to go to sleep when it's fucking light outside? It's stupid. It's stupid. Changing the time is stupid. And nobody's farming, and nobody who is farming doesn't have a flashlight. What year is it? My God. It's infuriating. So I would say, listen, if you close above either of these, life is good. People with kids hate daylight savings time and springing forward and falling back and jumping up and falling down. Nobody cares. Also, I've had 2 meetings this week that people from Europe scheduled at the wrong time, thinking it was the right time because they didn't know that our time had changed. Just showed up and staring at like a Google Meet by myself. Like, why is this asshole not here? Oh, thinks the meeting's in 57 minutes. Great story. Cool story, bro. Thank you for sharing. So listen, if this gets rejected, I don't know. I would wait. I love this on the weekly. If it closes, especially above both of these lines, but certainly above the red, we can zoom in a little bit on the daily. It's pretty epic, right? It's a nice breakout. Retest of either of those up. And what I really like here, looking at the daily, is a lot of volume rising, and the biggest volume candle so far is actually today. Bigger than yesterday with still 5, almost 6 hours left. Bigly. It's nice to see that, because Brave is an awesome browser and BAT's an awesome token, and it should be going up. Nice to see things with actual utility rising. Dia, cha-cha-cha, diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Dia, cha-cha. Well, there's the bottom. Bullish divergence. Crazy how that happens. If only there was an indicator that could find bottoms consistently. God, that would be really nice. Bullish divergence with oversold RSI. Okay, I have no idea what I've drawn here. This was old. I guess you could pull that. Ain't bad. Clearly, though, yeah, that's not bad, actually. These kind of closed above, so maybe you want to like pull it up to here. I don't know. Make it up, guys. Doesn't matter. Pull it up to here. Either way, this is above it. You want to see price closing up here this time, right? Because these other times it didn't. 1, 2, 3. These did, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wicks above. And look at the candles at this resistance. Here, let's do it this way, because I can tell that this area, it's the same area, right? But look at all these candles that were supported here. Something like this, right? You could draw it down here, but then it's a little misleading, I think, kind of here-ish. And that's right through the top of that candle. So yeah, these were fake outs, but like, look how much selling there was here. Aggressive. This could have been a disgusting shooting star, but we're seeing nice follow through today. But you want to be closing up here. And an area that's been rejecting price this many times should see a retest. So maybe you get one of these, that I love to draw. One of these thingies. And to add to that, if we want to kind of take a different view of this, I would say we can pull from the lows here, pull a range, right? I would even do it here, the real low. And then you take it to the next high. Even though this is higher, you take it to this next high because we had all this action. And look at the EQ. As always, I tell you, price loves to trade in ranges. Always just pull a channel. See what's up. Look at this. Support, support, support. Rejection. Look at that resistance on that line. Okay, so now I've changed my bias slightly. Yeah, that line I drew is good, but I even want to see this, right? Because 1, 2, 3 potential bearish SFPs on this swing high. This line is really strong here, this area. So that's how I would view DI. I want to be above. The top of that is 713 sats. Close above there, I think it is. Party time. Dip. I put my hand up on my, when I dip, you dip, we dip. Don't know what this is. Don't like this black chart. Can't see anything. I'm going to do it for you. I don't know. It's something like that, but these lines aren't even a good color. This is annoying. I don't know what we're on. I'm on Dex Tools here. Trying to chart your dip. I don't know what this is doing. I just tell you that it is bullish. It's some sort of like bullishy consolidation, right? Call it this here. Sure. Why not? Descending wedge. There's your main level. Let's thicken that up. That's what she said. Nobody asked me for 1 inch today. Gotta make my dick joke somewhere else. Yeah, this is your sport. So if this is your resistance that you care about, this is not locking in for some reason, my weak magnet, but you get the idea, then you want to see it hold this, which it should. And then, so you could either catch a knife here, 0.1965666, or wait till you break this and head up. But this is a bullish chart, right? It's consistently going up, higher highs and lows, and then a clean breakout and came back down to test this key resistance as support and is in a generally bullish pattern. I'm going to close this and then I will not have a dip USD chart again, and I'll have to go searching forever to find it. EGLD, I posted the EGLD USDT today. I'm going to pull that open just because I'm now curious. This was the only trade pretty much I put in the newsletter today. Breaking out, good. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that breakout. So that's up. It was down here. It's up a couple bucks. Sweet. Bitcoin pair, still waiting, right? This is your key support right here. Look at all these wicks below it. It's holding, holding, holding. We want to see price above this blue line. So pretty simple. I wouldn't touch it on the Bitcoin pair unless it's above that line, but you do have this little bull flag right here, which should send it up to here, which will let it consolidate here and head up. Super simple. Super simple. You also, like, I can just tell you, we can add a line through here somewhere. Oops. Actually, something like this. Like I say, lines are zones, right? There's all this action in this area. So you could draw like a rectangle through here or something. I don't know. You make that. Sure. Cool. Doesn't matter. You know, pull it back. Whatever fits your, float your boat. Your bias. Engine. That could. This little engine that can. Weekly chart. Well, long time to go, so I wouldn't worry about this potential shooting star. And as I always say, people, we always get excited or worried about a single candle. One candle doesn't matter until you see what happens after that candle. Go back to the daily now that we've looked at that there. Delete some of these. I mean, listen, this has been super bullish for a super long time here. And this looks like it's going just back down to test this as support, right? I do like the weekly better. It's a better view there. But, you know, if you're zoomed in on the daily and you get an entry at 3988, you might want to take that because that's a nice bounce down and move up. But there's this, I mean, this thing's parabolic, guys. Good luck finding the top. No reason to try. I think it's good as long as it holds above 3988. Maybe you get that on the daily and then this pushes higher on this candle in the weekly and looks better. EWT. Yeah, you know me. Nice breakout, ascending channel. Yeah, it broke down here, but seemed to flip it back. I don't know, nothing's really changed on this. It looks fine. not excited about it. It's fine. I do like that there's been more volume, not a lot. This is low volume, and then did increase here. I don't know. Not much to see here, to be honest. Whatever. Maybe we've got a resistance here now. But I still think that's a better line. I don't like this line so much, but yeah, actually I do. It's worked. I don't know. Nothing wrong with it. Lows, high, higher low, higher high, higher low. We do not have a higher. Well, that's a higher high close. This is a higher low. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I don't see a reason to like jump into it. But if you are trading this, you're pretty psyched to have seen this yesterday because it looked like a breakdown. And this, look, it broke down, retested all the way up to there and failed. Retested. So you're encouraged to see that. So I don't think it looks bad. I just don't see immediate trade on it. Fetch, holy. Wow. That Fettin went crazy. Dog got sick. I took him to the vet. It's cool, man. Glad to see Fet doing Fet things. So there was the range break. We actually talked about that. If it broke up or down, that would be your signal. It kind of went. So we don't need that anymore. And this is parabolic now. Everything's parabolic. Welcome to crypto. You see a chart, when it finally starts to go, it goes parabolic. That's why like over trading in this market at this point can get you so wrecked because you end up, same as 2017, you end up leaving a coin because you're impatient and then it goes flying the minute that you're done, that you exit, right? Every time. Most coins should do this, you know, so if you're waiting in one that hasn't done it and you try to flip to one that's already going, inevitably the one that you were in is going to do it. So I would just say, if you have a reason to be in a coin, you've taken a trade and you have no good reason to exit, just wait. Slow your roll, be patient. Don't be a jackass, as we oft say around here. So listen, the highest candle close ever for this is here, right? So, I mean, that's pretty good, man. Almost got there. Then you have obviously this line up here, which is the ultimate high, but it is a bullish chart, guys. I don't know. Buy the dip. That's all I can say. Maybe you get a dip to here. This will be a sweet dip to buy. Right? Look at that resistance. Has not been retested as support. Put some stink bids in. Like not, you know, the line's at 849. So maybe you put some at 870, 880, 890. A few down here at 832. Spread them out. If you don't fill your whole position, who cares, man? Who cares? But objectively, this looks like it's doing some sort of bullish consolidation, right? Let's look at the 4 hour. This is, you know, you can either, every time you like see this consolidation, there's a few things you can do. You can pull a range from the high to the low, slight bearish SFP, goes down, right? So we're in the top half of the range. That's cool. That's one way to look at it. Next way is draw some lines, right? In here, yippee, let's go. Hooray, we've got a bull pennant, right? It's bullish. Regardless of what it is, this is bullish, right? If that's a pennant, then you're looking at this. It's off the charts, literally. Looking at a target of 1646, big move, almost like a 50% move-ish, 40-something% move, if you get that. But be wary that when you have a bull pennant, they often break support and turn into flags, which is just as bullish, but you get shaken out here. So if this happens and comes down here, it doesn't change the bullishness. It just means you get stopped out here because you put your stops below that support. Pennants turn to flags all the time, so you got to be really, really careful about that. That's my view on that. That's all I got to say about that. Filecoin, we only waited 75 years for this thing to launch and go down forever, but it's reversed. I mean, this was like the most hyped thing of what, 2017? I don't even remember. 16? The investors had to wait like 3 or 4 years to get this thing. Let's go. It looks good now. If you waited till down here, looks sweet. Just gonna get rid of some lines. So here, let's go back in time. Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. That's from Back to the Future. This was a range, right? It formed a range on this move, and we now have an exit of the range, slightly closed above and a retest of support. So if you're trading this, you want, if you can, you want an entry here again. But this could be considered that. You want this entry and then up. If you miss that, let's be honest, you will. This was a clear support. So we're probably coming into resistance here, something in this area. Oh, look at that, right? This whole, how do you know that? Well, this is a whole cluster of price action, right? When price exits that fast, there's a lot of people that are pissed that they didn't get to sell here. They were trying to sell and thought, hey, maybe I'll sell right here, you know, like I'll sell, well, it's locking in. Maybe I'll sell right here and price will go, you know? That's what causes this supply. It leaves all these orders up here that never got filled, and all these people who now like lost money and are like, I'm going to sell the minute it gets up here. They won't, by the way. They'll sell here when they capitulate. But the idea being that like, oh, I was going to sell here and then it went down. Now I'm underwater, but I'll be back even if I sell here. You know? So now really you want to enter here, or you want to enter here, but on something like this. This line is fucking stupid. That's the idea. Does that make sense? You guys can't talk back. Who am I talking to? Skirt. I think that maybe SCRT is my favorite coin because of the wrapping. You skirt. I like skeet. Skirt. Now that I'm drawing it fresh, I would do something like this probably. Don't love it. Don't hate it. There's a bear cross of the 50 and 200. That's bearish. Just gonna make some fresh line. Actually, that line was pretty good. See that range break? We talked about that before. You range, and when you break, it goes hard. If you're breaking down, it would have gone hard the other way. See? And then, so that's like when we talk about if price fell down here, which it almost did, this should be huge support because we ranged there for so long. It's very simple. It's just leftover orders. You got to just think about what people are doing and what they were doing when it was in that area. What they were doing was panicking, because people do. This line's dumb. Put it here. We have a definite line now somewhere in here. Yeah. Oh, this I like. Okay, let's scratch that. I'm going to even scratch that, even though we know that's a key line. Okay. So I like this. Right? Like I said, ranges. Price came down here. It broke out, quote unquote, of a line that would have been like this. This is why these lines are so funny. We love them, but I mean, breakout? No, not really. And it's ranged here. It lost the EQ. That's that dash line, the equilibrium. We talk about it all the time. It's the 50% level. It should act as support and resistance. But now we've tested the bottom of the range successfully as support. So we should be heading at least up to here, which would take us to the EQ. But also that's the, you know, this descending resistance and that mid-range. If it breaks here, if it does get through all of this, a retest of both of those areas would be a very strong entry because you have a confluence of support. But right now, it's a confluence of resistance. I wouldn't want to buy this just to get rejected here, right? So I don't see a trade here right now. Maybe you would have taken it here because you were at the range lows and thought it was support. Right now, I don't see much. Maybe when you break that blue line, if you break that blue line. HBAR. God, I was looking at this chart earlier and I almost posted it for the newsletter because I saw this retest. This looks great. I don't know if this daily candle closed like this, but like this is what I was talking about. It gets up here, you put your bids here. Price goes way up and you start bidding the areas that it broke. And we could pull that, you know, that's fine. We could pull that here, maybe, because this would have been a range, right? When this dropped, same thing. Like, today's theme is ranges, retrospective ranges, right? When price dropped here, for the first time, it then pumped up to here. That formed a range that we traded in. Now check this out. So yeah, you had these bullish SFP, slight ones here, and then it finally lost the range. When it really pumped, look where it pumped to. Range lows, because there was all this price action. That's what I'm talking about. All this interest in this area. Rejected, consolidates, and then finally pushes through, and now you're retesting that range high for the first time ever. So an entry, if you got in this at 559-ish, great. If the daily candle closes like this, then you have a potential hammer or butterfly, you call it whatever you want, and you want to see follow through and head back up. But this looks like a nice drop into support after a pump. So I would say that HBAR looks pretty good. I'm going to come back over to the comments for a minute. I miss you guys. And you guys are still just asking for coins over here, right? DXY dumping. No surprise that the dollar is the shittiest of all shit coins now. Dollar does nothing but go down. A lot of people think it's going to go up. I've been saying for literally a year, it looks like a steaming hot dumpster fire full of dog shit. You don't print $1.9 trillion at a time and then see the dollar pump. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Maybe it does. Charts are great, whatever. Why would the dollar value increase right now? Why? Is there any reason that would happen? I don't see any reason that would happen personally. So anyways, yes, I use the Fib retrace tool all the time. I can show you. Can't fully chart anchor. It's been out a day. I don't know what that means. That's cool though. Anchor, I'm sure, is great, but yeah, if the requests weren't in before, I can't take them now, unfortunately. ICX USDT had this nice breakout here. You know, almost got to its target. Actually, the target would have been the top. You know, it got to 2.3. The top's 2.48. It's a pretty good move. So this has become irrelevant. Not that. But yeah, that's relevant anyways. So this has become somewhat irrelevant, right? Broke support. I mean, I don't love this line, but it is resistance right here. I also don't love this line anymore. I'm going to blank out this chart. Let's look at it as if it was brand spanking new. First of all, this avoided head and shoulders narrowly, which is cool for ICXers. ICX, the new product from Apple. Not ICX, guys, ICX. I don't know, maybe I would draw something like this, a huge symmetrical triangle. Although it's not quite symmetrical on the top, but you get the idea. Something like that. Just plug ICX into your iPhone. Tap it on your iPad. Oh my God, now I'm never going to be able to look at the words ICX and not think of ICX. Sex with your eyes. Some freaky stuff. You guys are into ICX. I don't know what this chart, man. I would say that, like, honestly, you know, objectively, you should draw that there and it's at resistance. But if we want to look at it fresh, we could say this and say, hey, if it, regardless, it's good if it breaks that. What's more likely happening is this. Freaky deaky ICX. Yeah, that's what we're doing, really. Forget these. Right? So look, this is kind of cool. You got this going on. You got this going on. Descending wedge, so that should break up. Target the highs. We should be targeting the highs here. 2.47. It's a nice move from 1.86. We're above. We're on the top half. Had a nice move off the range EQ. Should head up. Simple. Simple dimple. LSK. Lisk. I've never looked at Lisk on the tether pair, I realized, which was kind of interesting. I don't need these. At resistance. That's all you need to know. If that breaks, just should go into all-time high discovery. Discovery. Looks good. A lot of things look good on the USDT pair because Bitcoin's gone up 10 times, more than 10 times, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,000 times. Look at this. Nope, that's not it. Look at that flip. Look at it. That's why when it breaks, you put bids on support. If you were patient, that was your entry. Dang. You'd have mad money right now if you did that. You'd have almost doubled it up. Almost, hey, I got to drink some coffee real quick. Hey, did you guys buy your ISEX? I waited in line for like 3 days to get my ISEX at the Apple Store. How do you do ISEX? I don't know. Yeah, I would say that this really is obvious. You got to be above this, that you're targeting here, and eventually you're looking into price discovery, but everything about this chart remains bullish. Bullish consolidation on decreasing volume after topping. That's what you want to see. And now volume is actually increasing towards resistance. Sweet. Get it. MATIC, I've never looked at this on the USDT pair either, which is crazy because I love this coin. Love it. I mean, do these lines even matter down here? I'll draw them. But God, I hope we don't go down here. I have a bag. I got a bag because I can trade this on Binance.us. My options for trading are very limited with no Binance as an American. I'm going to just go into the 4 hour because it's clear that we're doing some sort of bullish consolidation here, right? Question is it there? Or do you pull it down here and say, hey, we've already done it. We broke out. It's the best. I would say here. Something like that. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the retest. Yeah, got front run slightly, but that's where you would have put your bid there after this high. If you think it's going to keep going up. You know, so there's a few ways you trade something like this depending on who you are. Buy here if you like buying knives. There's also a zone here, right? So you can buy down here. Comes down to the bottom of the flag. You buy here. Some people buy that breakout right there. Some people buy it on the retest. Or if you're super conservative, you buy here after you've confirmed a new high. So many ways to trade. Regardless of how you do it, I think it's kind of evident, you know, this is sort of your end game support before you're down here. So you would put stops somewhere that you don't get hit by a wick. So somewhere in here, you know, like his price could come down there and do that, you know, like one of these. Yeah, if I was trading this, I would make my position size accordingly, although then you got this, right? So there's a lot going on here. Honestly, I would probably put my stops below this line and not even mess with this, but this is strong supply. But this area seems to be going up. I would want to test that to take this trade or this trade personally. Sorry for the scattered thinking, but hey, I'm looking at these at the same time as you guys, and I'm just like, you know, searching for trades myself. Advisor shares, pure U.S. Cannabis ETF. These are weed stonks. There's a weed stonk, but it's only existed since September of 2020. So not much to see here except for a potential head and shoulders, but we can't left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Not to worry about that. Potential, y'all know what that means, right? It means not happening for now. Would have to even talk about a head and shoulders. Did I say inverse? I mean head and shoulders if I said inverse, but trade the breakdown of this, and then you can either trade it on the breakdown, probably get faked out, or a retest of that as resistance. But 1, 2, 3. And so if you're trading a head and shoulders, there's not only the pattern that matters. By the way, this is just like now at this point, I'm just telling you something. This is not what I think is happening here. God, that magnet tool is annoying when it does that, right? So you would trade it like this. This is probably the smartest way to trade it, and then come down. That's not what I think is going to happen on this chart, but there's things that matter, right? You want to see some sort of spike in volume at the top of the shoulder. You have that here, considering that. You want to see a real spike in volume at the peak of the head. You have that here. But then most importantly, on the breakdown, you need to see a spike in volume. So you'd want to see a volume candle that's like this, that looks like a crooked dick. You would want to see a volume candle that's big. If this breaks down on shitty volume, that's when you get faked out. So you want to see that volume. This is losing the 50 MA here right now. So if you're trading this, you kind of want to be more convincingly above that and not below it. But yeah, so if you are trading a head and shoulders, volume has to confirm the pattern. The pattern doesn't matter if the volume is not right. And how would you target it? This is just learning, like I said, that this is not what I think is happening. I'm going to tell you for the 15th time, because someday somebody's going to come back and go, bro, I traded the advisor shares, pure USB cannabis head and shoulders that you told me about, and it never happened. Nobody's going to say that because there's like 7 people on earth trading this maybe, right? And so this is the line, and look, it comes right down to here. You know, this is a key area. That's where it launched. Do I think that's going to happen? No, not saying that, but that's how you trade it. You measure the head to the neckline and you extrapolate that as your target. But if you are trading this, and I would have drawn this objectively this way, but I don't like that it failed. So now maybe you pull it here. I don't know. I mean, regardless, this is consolidation after a big move up. It just at the moment doesn't look like particularly bullish consolidation. So it's tough. If you were going to draw a horizontal here, draw something like this, and you're below it. So maybe if you're convincingly above that, take it again. That would be above the 50 and above that. But it's this is not like a bullish pattern per se, because I bet we even had a bear div here. Want to make a bet? I could be wrong. Could be wrong, but I'm never wrong. Hugely overbought bear div. I am wrong all the time, by the way, guys. That was a joke. Someone will be like, that dude's so egotistical. You do have a hidden bullish divergence here. So that's good. Cancels this bear div. But that was a very clear top with that. That Scott Melker guy is such an asshole. He like goes on his live stream and talks about how he's never wrong. Never following that guy again. And that's all it takes for someone to stop following you, by the way, on Twitter. Every single tweet you send is an excuse for somebody to literally hate you and judge you forever. It's fun. It's fun. I say this all the time, but Twitter sucks many balls after you get to about 100,000 followers. So you can't use it. It's the worst platform. I don't even see 90% of the comments that I get. I knew that was you, Ross. You're my stunk guy. Dante's in Greenwich Village. Come eat. I love that's cool. I wish I was there. Where are we at? Neo. God, Neo, man, disappointing because I'll show you. It was a while ago. I had posted this, and this was one of my, I don't even know where it is. It had this huge inverse head and shoulders. It's like here, and it broke out and then died. I don't know. I haven't looked at this. I don't. All these are old lines. That line's fine. I'm just gonna erase and start fresh. I don't know when I drew any of this stuff. I knew I drew this recently, and it did break out and retested twice, so that's good. This now has another kind of inverse head and shoulders, right? 2, 3, which the neckline for that would be here. If it's ugly though, but look, there is a spike in volume here, spike in volume here, and a spike in volume breaking out. As sideways and weird as it is, that would be valid. Perfect example of what we were just discussing. Serendipitous. I don't like this line anymore. It's fine. This looks pretty good. If I had to draw it retrospectively, I would have put a line here, and it's strongly breaking that today. Neo looks pretty good. And you could definitely say it's right at resistance by pulling a line here. Yeah, I like that because that's rejection, broke down clean, whatever. So, you know, wait till it like closes a candle up here, put those stink bids, not even stink bids, depending on how high it goes in that area. Or at least, I don't know what just happened. My line went away. Give me that line, bro. That was not it. That's not a drug reference. Something like that. All right, new. Everybody asks me about new. Looks new turd, but it is sitting on support. You don't love when it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles sitting directly on support. You kind of want to see more of a reaction there, and there's no buying volume on support. That's a little, I don't know. Technically, it's holding support though. Technically, it is holding support. Just like that is ugly, man. Maybe it rounds out and goes up. That would be sweet. And there's nothing wrong with it. It is holding support, technically. Maybe you draw a line like that, but I don't love it. Don't want to see it closing candles below that. Then you should see another 20% drop into this area around this candle because you got this. Right? You want to break this blue line if you believe in this blue line. I don't love it because it's kind of steep and weird, but and I don't like the price action here. But yeah, I mean, you can set an alarm on this line, see if it breaks. You just really want to watch the support. Any significant move off the support, I would say, would give you some encouragement. I just don't love that it's got 5 candles sitting on it. But this one's popping off. This one closed right on it. Oh no, that's tough. Yeah, I think that line kind of is where you want to be. That should take you back up to these highs. Don't care about this line anymore. It's fine, but something like that. New. I hope this is the right coin. I don't know, man. Meditation coin. Meditated the other day. It's supposed to be good for your mind. Any of you have ADHD and tried to meditate? I used to try. I tried for weeks. I cannot. My brain, it's like, you're sitting on a beach, feel the warm sun. And I'm like, look at a squirrel. Wonder what I have to do tomorrow. Oh yeah, beach. Also, I don't know, like I'm very good with sounds, music, remembering things. I'm terrible with visuals. I cannot visualize something. You tell me to visualize a beach. For 2 seconds, I can think about a picture of when I was on the beach. And then again, it's like, look at a squirrel and it's gone. But I definitely can't picture myself sitting on a beach. Shit does not work for me, man. I have a very unsettled mind. I don't like this, but I do like this. This is what you call a blow off top. Big volume, pushes really high and gets completely rejected. That's a blow off top. This is a new coin. It's 4-hour chart. And it's been trading for 17 minutes. We'll look at it, right? So that was a blow off top, but this is retraced, quote unquote, enough, right? So I would say as long as you hold 908-ish, otherwise, if you're a supply and demand trader, this would be where you're looking for an entry. That's not even right there. Oh, can you guys meditate? I can't fucking meditate. As an artist, you probably get into flip. Well, yeah, if I'm doing music, I have ADD, but people don't realize that sometimes when you have ADD, you get hyper-focused on things. That music and charting, I can do that. You wouldn't think so watching me chart here. But music, I can look at, work on a track for 7 hours and then be like, holy shit, it's been 7 hours. But that's the only thing. This guy would like us to know that OMI has huge partnerships with many of your favorite brands. Don't fucking sleep. Not going to sleep. I'm going to stay awake. I'm woke. I'm not woke. Yeah, I would bid this area and this area if you're looking to get in. Can't even really draw a good line here. I don't know. It's a tough chart. Clearly, it's a new coin. This was a nice rounding bottom, but this is capitulation. So we want to see signals that it's going back up. again, no price action, but maybe you draw a line there, right? It broke down, tested, so you trade it when it's above that and heading up. Okay, guys, here's OMI. Somebody pulled it for me on Bit4X and told me to trade it here. I did this and it goes full chart. I don't even know if you can see that. That took up my whole screen to do that. Here, let's pull up the 4-hour. Looks like bullish consolidation. It's ranging up here. Hard to draw a pattern, but I mean, you can't particularly be bearish on something when it's doing this, right? It's flat, goes up, ranges through all here, and again, breaks that range resistance. Sorry, there's a weird chart. I'm trying my best. Breaks that resistance, which would have been here, and goes, whoa, if you could get a retest down here, 50% off, you would. This is consolidating now. Volume was huge. Volume is dropping. Price is dropping slightly. So either you look for a pennant to form, a flag, or some kind of range, and you trade out the top of it. That's OMI. There's like a huge double bottom, basically. I mean, it's not quite, they're not close enough to technically, no, it's a 50% difference. Either way, I mean, this rounded out and pumped. So I would put bids at 123 personally. Try to catch it. Got to catch them all. In trading, you do not got to catch them all. It's incorrect. But dude, I mean, if you're looking on the weekly chart, you have like from 123 here, this was all red candles. You have no resistance effectively on the weekly until like 316, which is the highest. No, it's not 316. It's not right. Let's get that right. 318, which is the highest that a candle ever closed. This has so much upward potential if it holds 123. Again, potential shooting star. Doesn't matter yet on the weekly, but worth watching. See what it looks like. We go really in. Kind of looks just like that OMI chart, doesn't it? Some sort of bullish consolidation. Huge volume, descending volume while it descends. That's why you get bull flags and bull pennants, because there's all this interest and then it chills out for a second, slowly drifts down volume, and then you want to see the volume again when it exits. Much like you did here, right? This consolidated with descending volume and headed up. I would say one looks really good. I would love to catch it down here. Do something like this. I don't know. You know, like come down here, form a flag and head up. Either way, it's a bullish chart. Ornery. This is what the people are here for. The first people here will this looks exactly like that one chart. Down here, at least. I mean, if you can get it at 22222222221, count this line 2221, that'd be sweet. This is your immediate demand, although now you could say, let's have a party and move demand up here. So you got this demand now, which is nice because it lines up with what would have been a resistance there. So if you catch a retest of this, if you're supply demand dude, you want this. So you put bids here, magnet tool, put bids here, put a couple bids here, put a couple bids here, maybe even one here if it penetrates and goes down. Beat it up all around. And if you don't like that perspective, you know, we topped out here-ish. Cool. You know, pull that back. Doesn't matter. Whatever. Got this kind of range here. You want to be above the top. Safest trade now, since this is going into price, I don't count this. Oh, but this is hilarious. Look at that. I don't generally count those, but damn, that's perfect. I want to be above that. It's not far. It's like 10% away, but then you're in price discovery and it becomes a really safe trade. We've seen what happens when coins go into price discovery, so you want this. That's what I would say is the trade, or you take it on a dip down here. All right. Got a lot more to go, but I'm going to come back over to the comments for a second, see if I missed anything super important. Well, this guy really likes OMI. Really likes it. Local Flame, you're on fire, dude. That's cool. DC Comics, Capcom, 3D NFT collections, working, all beef. Very passionate. Very passionate. I like that. I dig that passion. I would chart jokes. I could chart jokes. Meditating is nice. Ignore your thoughts. I don't think you know how this works for me. Yeah. It doesn't work like that for me, unfortunately. RDSA, Royal Dutch Shell. Oh, trying to get that. Oh, you ever seen the Shell show? Oil, Blackbush. Try to kill my father. Kill my father. It's one of the greatest skits maybe ever. Trying to get that oil, son. That oil. What you cooking? Oil? You cooking? It's just hilarious. I mean, it was a monthly chart, so obviously, you know, oil did some bad things. It looks like it's recovering. I don't know, man. Yeah, charting oil is kind of a, even though it's a company. I don't know. You know, maybe something like this. But like, look at all that dead space if we drew it like that. I don't know. This is a weird chart. I think oil is going to do what oil is going to do regardless of the chart that we draw, don't you? I do. Don't you think so? I think so. Don't think oil is going to react to our charts generally. But that's very interesting chart. You have found something interesting. Yes. All right. You want to be above that. That's the answer. And look at this gap that filled finally with candle closes. Yeah, you want to be above this range. Got the 50 MA on the weekly here acting as support, should push price up above that range. I'm not interested in this range. And also you have a massive potential inverse head and shoulders left, right? I don't love the head volume, but it is higher in green. Royal Dutch Shell. Oh, are you trying to get that? Oh, Reef. 9,000 requests. I did not see the drama over Reef. I just keep hearing that there was drama about Reef with SBF or Alameda or something. Don't know what that's about, but I definitely saw that it was a thing. I mean, this isn't necessarily a bullish pattern. These all look like heads and shoulders. Looks like a whole lot of failed movement up to me, but that's fine. And this is a lot of selling volume. The biggest candle on the chart, except for the first volume, is the selling 2 days ago. I don't know, man. I don't know. Especially after you saw it like try to pump a little bit and then just, that's a lot of selling. Somebody sold a lot of Reef. Maybe that was the day that was happening. I don't know, because I don't know anything about anything that was happening. Let's call this a range. Highs, lows, rejected at the EQ multiple times. You want to be at least above here, 88 sats, but above the top. And then it's, I mean, from there, it's clear skies, right? If you get above 88, because this doesn't count. This is stupid. So if you get above here, but first, the first step is you got to get above this 88 right in the middle. Then you want to be above one. Then you're targeting 122. It's a 50% move from the EQ to the top of the range. It's pretty good. Holy God, we still have a lot of charts left and it's almost 3 o'clock. That's my idea on Reef. Flip 88 or take the bottom of that at 54. And this chart's working really not well. Cool. Cool chart. Let me try again for SNX Bitcoin. Dead. Not trading there anymore, clearly. So let's do this for you guys. No, my mic is in my way of my keyboard. Flip it to my colors. So that's not it. Could do that. I don't know. This one. Sure. Great. Okay. Workflow. I mean, this is the key area of the chart that it's in, right? if you were going to just like take a sweeping look at it, you would say, oh, there's a lot in here. That's where we are, right? Even pulling back all the way to here. This is the area on the chart pretty much. The price is it. Support, support, rejected, resistance, 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 breakthrough, right? So that's cool. That's fine. Brought the mic back. Sorry, wasn't working that mic right. Poor MC. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. I have that record right over there somewhere. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I mean, I don't like this, and this looks like a bear flag, so I really don't know. But hey, zooming in, this looks like a, oh, what the fuck did I do? It's a whole lot of alarms is what you just saw. I'm gonna remove this from the 4 hour. There's one head, another shoulder. So if you're really looking, digging in, maybe you play it if it breaks that line. It's not a bear flag because it would have to be going up. This is descending, so it's fine. I really want to break that blue line, probably. Something like that. It's in support. You could buy it here, but it's kind of scary that it could drop. So maybe above that line or above that line. Now let's just look at it on the USD pair. I don't know, man. This is all a lot of toppy looking charts, but I would keep this super simple. Break that or don't touch it. I mean, listen, this is bullish. This is consolidating to some degree after movement up. It's fine, but it also kind of looks toppy. Got some strong head and shoulders vibes. It's got some dandruff. You know what I'm saying? Head and shoulders. Dandruff. Dandruff jokes. Maybe that's your little supporty. Morty. I don't know. I would have liked back here, I would have drawn this demand, but it got completely pierced. So it's kind of irrelevant. But this is probably your support area-ish. I just don't like, once that's pierced, those orders are gone. So the argument for demand goes with it. But I still think that that is an area of a lot of support. And this is a nice potential reversal candle. I would wait until it breaks that blue line, not touch it otherwise. So I'm not tripping. I keep thinking it's going to break out. Keeps getting rejected. Now we're going to have to do that. Make it safe. I don't know. I like this. If it comes down, hits this as support. I like the 50 MA here on the daily. I really want to see a break of this line. Nothing's really changed though. This is bullish consolidation after a big move up. Descending volume, slightly drifting down price. Easy peasy. Solana looks really good. You just got to wait for confirmation that it's heading back up. STX, ooh, had some pivots on this, I guess, but did not quite come back to where we wanted. Test that range high, almost, but this looks like a head and shoulders. My God, I don't know. That's ugly. That's an ugly candle and was followed. See, when it was followed by a red candle, we had a big drop. I don't know, either down here, but that would confirm kind of a head and shoulders vibe. I don't know. I don't see much to like right now in this. I'm sure it'll now rip up. But like, look at these candle wicks. Up, 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 up. Even in this area, there's so much selling. I would want to buy this like way up here above this or down here. Ideally all the way up here. I know that sounds crazy because it's a big move, but this looks toppy with all this selling. Until you stop seeing those up wicks, I wouldn't want to touch that. Filecoin on HIP BTC. Trying to get through them. Sorry if I'm not entertaining, but we're here to learn some charting type things. This looks like bullish consolidation of some sort, right? Those are up wicks, but a lot of volume. A lot of volume, man. People were talking about this coin so much back in the day. Okay, I'm gonna look at the weekly. Get a more macro view. Look at this. Nobody was trading this. It literally didn't. I mean, oh my God. Shit coins. Here. Yeah. Right there. Okay. If it comes back down to that, 1,000, 10,000, whatever the hell that is, that looks kind of cool. after being rejected there. We're floating in no man's land though between these levels, right? And those are like perfect square levels, 20,000 and 10,000. Good luck figuring out what's going to do between those, but I would bid down that area, try to catch something down. Otherwise, I don't really know. Could be doing a little bull flag here. Sure, why not? More of a descending wedge, to be honest, which would look like this. All that matters is you wait till it breaks the top. Doesn't really matter what it does down here. So look for a break of that line. How about it? TRAC BTC. I'm so tired. So many chartings. What, we got like 40 charts today? Cool, this looks good. It's above that line. That's good. That's what you want. Don't need RSI right now. This is nice. It's rounding out. I like that. Rounding bottom. I'd say as long as it's above 1428 and you just got that retest here. It's weird price action though, but you got the gap, which you don't usually see, but it's on BitTrax, so who knows? But like, do they trade there still? Oh, yes, people do trade there. Actually, BitTrax Global is fractional stock. It's pretty cool. Not for Americans, I don't think. I don't know, man. This is a weird chart, but I really do like this. Right, and that's breaking out here. That's what you want to see. So anything above 1428, looking good. TVK, boosty. I mean, this is bullish. Nothing but higher highs and lows. Flipping to 50 on that 4 hour. This is nice. I like this. I think this should be heading back up soon. Also, like, this is an NFT project and it's cool and it's hyped. It should do well. Just having trouble here figuring out exactly what to look at on the chart, to be honest. You know, maybe it just front ran this little area slightly. Sometimes, man, you just look at a chart and you go, I don't know. Looking at this chart, I'm thinking it looks generally good, but I don't know. I don't know. I like that it's flipping that 50 back, though. If it holds it, a lot of people trade just on the 50 and 200 MA on the 4 hour. So this would be nice. And that was a nice little reversal candle follow through. And you had this wick, which was bad, but now we're pushing through that. I mean, super, super locally, like if you're scalping away at this, you know, something like this, support, resistance, you get above that. I like that better than this line, at least. So maybe you take it above that to the highs, but I think this will continue up, personally. All right, I'm gonna come back to the comments for a second, then we're gonna knock out these last few charts. You guys are just spamming the chat. Just spamming it. Spamming that chat. Man, Bitcoin is flying right now. Is it? Is Bitcoin flying? If Bitcoin's not flying, you get muted. See. Oh, it is. Good. I'm rich, bitch. Probably the dollar is probably dying. Is the dollar dying right now? After the chat? See. Dollar's doing fine, whatever. That's not even the dollar chart. Oh, Bitcoin. I'm so happy because I've been buying dips like a crazy person. UTK Bitcoin, this looks great. Coming back down for a retest of this key area, rounding out. That's what I love. I'd like to see it above here, though, to be honest. Above this level. But I like it. I like it. Maybe we could draw something like this. I don't know. Doesn't matter. This looks great. Big move. Nice rounding out. The problem with this chart to me is all these up wicks. They're huge, so they're very hard to gauge. So maybe you want to be above 118. That's only not even 10% away. But it is kind of testing this support right now. Looks good. I like that. God, I need Bitcoin to go up. That's great. Makes me happy when Bitcoin goes up. This UTU, bull pennant, some sort. Draw range too, but this looks great. I would actually draw range, but get rid of that. I like it better because it's not really that dramatic. So you either draw it like this. Yeah, look at that range. Look at the rejections. You want to get above the top, into the top half of that EQ. And the range bottom is perfect here. Look at this. The range bottom is exactly this, right? Rejected, pushed into the range, created a range. So now you want to be above this range, really. Ideally, you want to be above 226.725.1203. But first, you got to get above 1395, flip the range, and then head up there. So you're looking for either this or this. Simple, right? Makes it look so easy. VIDYA. This thing is cool, man. I saw their 3D video games and stuff. I actually did a blog post on them a while back because I saw it and I thought, man, this thing's sweet. Glad to see that the coin has gone up. It's great. It's terrific news for VIDYA. 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 It's a really weird chart though, guys. I don't know what to do with it, honestly. That again, though, huge volume here, then the decreasing volume on the rest of the way up, and then big volume on this candle. So you gotta wait till this finds the bottom. But it could be here. There's demand. There's these down wicks, right? It's a good thing. Coin. I don't know. Honestly, can't really look at this chart and know. I don't think it's coming down this far. If it did, I'd buy it. It's a really hard chart. Maybe go on the 4 hour and get some more intel. Looks like kind of head and shoulders-y. I don't know. Because if like you had drawn this the other day, you would have said, here's your support. Right? And it broke that. So maybe now this is your support. I don't know. In which case you'd probably have an ascending channel. Let's see. Nah, which would give us that first support actually. So honestly, I gotta tell you, I don't know with this chart, but it's nice to see that it had that big move up. This could be bottoming, above this area. It's pretty good. Woo, woo. This is Ric Flair's coin. It's called Woo, Woo Trade. Looks good. It looks good. Just breaking out of bullish consolidation. So many coins on the USDT pairs look like they're doing this. And that's because Bitcoin's going up right now, which we see, right? Bitcoin's going up against the dollar. Even if these are sideways against Bitcoin, they go up. It's magic. I would use this as your support for now. Not that. This. Right there. I would exit if it broke down that probably now that it's broken this, but this looks good. 50 is screaming up. Your next support though, be wary. If this drops, there's literally no daily support until down here because this was nothing but up. Wow, that's a good spelling, Scott. Okay, now we got ZEEL on both pairs and then we are doomed. Wow, I've got fibs. I'm showing you my fibs everywhere. I don't know, man. I'm going to delete all this crap because I don't know what the hell is going on with this chart right now. I want to be above this. Simply. It's close. See how the EQ always plays? Look at that. Support, 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 resistance. That's where it breaks down. All that resistance, all that support. So you're pretty good above the 50% area on this, above 270. That would have been your buy today. I mean, perfect. Now that you're above that, you want to be above this. So I would wait till 371 and buy a flip of that to support. Simple. ZEEL USDT is about to go into price discovery. See? Round it out. But now, again, there's one of those, you want to buy it a little higher. You want to be above that because that's rejected. This. Simple. Easy peasy. Bitcoin doing some things. Love it. Volume's increasing too. Nice. 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 All right, I'm going to come back over here. God, I did, guys, XDN. How many times y'all gonna ask? Fly, my pretty. Stimulus is coming in today, so they're gonna use that as an excuse to pump Bitcoin, right? Right? They are. Well, guys, I gotta run. I got responsibilities. Thank you so much for hanging out. You guys are awesome for that. Once again, if you want to make requests next Wednesday, you just join the newsletter. That is down in the description. And so that is how we will end our day together. Peace.
Let's go.